All right. Oh, we need to plug in the charger too. Plug in the charger. This shit's- All right. So here we are. All right. We need to plug in. So, good morning. This is Coco Pela. That's my name. I am MC, multi-hyphenate hip hop artist, MC, singer, songwriter, record producer. I'm the music midwife. I'm the host of the Women in Hip Hop Wednesdays podcast. And I want you to stick with me for a second. Now, my last podcast was 2 hours and 17 minutes. And this morning, I'm not going to hold you more than probably 10 minutes. So, pull out those physical therapy stretches or that exercise that you don't want to do, that stretch you've been procrastinating on. Put your headphones in if you at work and you in your cubicle or you're driving, delivering packages, or you're, you know, swiping in the back of your job. Put your headphones in, listen to me for a second. I will keep this, I'm gonna put a timer on. I'm gonna keep this less than 10 minutes. So I'll set it for 9 minutes. That way I know that this will be less than 10. All right. Um, so I roll with a crew of folks that's kind of split. I have different groups of friends and, chosen family and blood family. And it's pretty much, I would say, split like maybe 50-50 or 60-40. Half of the people believe in using voting as a tool for liberation and for getting what they want for their local and national community. And half of the people are like, this shit is a fucking hoax. It's full of shit. Um, I'm not going to waste my time being manipulated into thinking this is the way to create change. And I was talking to my barber the other day, last time I was getting lined up, and I was like, why is it that you believe that? I have a lot of loved ones who believe that. And I even sometimes feel tempted to believe that because I'm like, this country is, there's so many hidden loopholes and everything is orchestrated. So I wouldn't say well orchestrated, but orchestrated in a way where you think that you're following the rules, but really there's a whole another set of rules. Well, with 7:30 seconds to go, I just want to talk to you about something that popped into my head. Um, Anytime that I can possibly, I vote. And one of the things that's helped me decide to vote is this. I wouldn't say that I totally understand how politics and voting and that part of the system works, but there are a couple of things that really motivate me too. One is that I'm like, it won't hurt. If I vote and they don't count my vote and they already decided who was going to win, it's not going to hurt, right? Two is that I know for a fact in my lineage, there are people who, women and men who didn't, were not legally able to vote. And to me, whenever the powers that be set up a system where certain people don't have access to it, it tells me that there can be some type of resources or value going on in there. So if it wasn't valuable, then why would they set up all these obstacles? Why would they create all these different loopholes and systems for who got the right to vote taken away, who doesn't have access to the right to vote? But with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go, I want to talk to you about some things that popped into my head that I want you to chew on, whether or not you choose to vote. Now, clearly, I believe that you should go out and vote if you have access to it. Many of our people would love to vote. They are not old enough, or they have been in prison, they have gotten their rights revoked. There are three things I want you to think about. Oop, ready? One, what if we already won? I live in New York City and I was at a function, at a gathering at my cousin's house the other night. And folks were talking about how some really wealthy folks on the Upper West Side were voting for Cuomo, and how the weird thing that happens where people identify with someone and so then they vote against their own interest. We saw this with Trump getting elected, right? A lot of people voted for Trump because they felt like he was protecting their interests. And then once Trump got into the office, eh, sh- they saw what it really was, right? And they're like, I wish I had never voted for him. And I was saying, what if we already won though? This is a thought that popped into my mind. I am gonna vote for Mamdani, but whether or not Mamdani wins, we already won because we have begun to organize around our values, around our goals, around what our community needs. And we don't need to be perfect in doing that. What if we, the people, I wrote some notes because y'all know I'm long-winded. What if we, the people, decide who our leaders are and what our organizing principles, our goals, and our shared values are, right? And we continue to organize and connect and provide for each other based on that. If Zohran Mamdani is the people's mayor, we can decide that he's our people. He's our person. He's our leader. He's the person that we choose, who has won regardless, right? Doesn't matter what the polls say. For example, Trump is not my leader. I'm not looking to him. I'm looking to Jasmine Crockett. I'm looking to Stacey Abrams. I'm looking to Maxine Waters. Those are my leaders. What they're saying makes sense. 4 minutes left. Okay. So I just want to say that let's show up, let's cast our votes. But even if the person that we want to win doesn't win, we still have more power amongst us. The people are made up of 90%, and the owning class is 1%. And anything that we want, and it doesn't even take the full 99% to create change or revolution, so on and so forth. So with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, I want to say to you, we have already won because we have already identified ourselves and found our people. We know that we want a world and local communities organized around what the people need, organized around integrity and around justice. And we can do that. We just can, period. It might be hard. There are going to be losses, but we can do it. Third and final one, and this is for those of y'all, my loved ones, my beloveds who are like, fuck voting. This whole shit is a sham. They got these two puppets, the Democrat and the Republican Party, and they're both in some way have sold out to the owning class, and they got us thinking it's some binary, and it's full of shit. This is what I want to say to you. My love, love, lovey, love, love. Let's do an experiment. If it doesn't count, then it means that it's not going to hurt or change anything. And if that's the case, why don't we just experiment for one election and just pull up? Why don't you gather together all your partners who do not believe in voting, go get in line, bring some snacks, bring a Bluetooth speaker, bring some chairs to sit down for those of us who can't stand for hella long. Kick it, laugh, talk, play truth or dare, play 20 questions. You know, eat, drink, be merry. Cast your vote for what your fantasy would be. What propositions do I want to pass? What kinds of things do I want to protect? Do I want to protect SNAP and Social Security for elders and houseless people and young people and impoverished people and displaced people? If I do, let me cast my fucking vote. And if it don't make a difference, I put the intention and the energy into the universe. Y'all not feeling me. When I show up for my goal, for my desire, with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go, when I show up with my actions lined up with what I want, I always know that God, the universe, my ancestors, spirit, doesn't matter whether or not I get it in that moment. My actions send ripples through the universe that literally put me on a path to coming in alignment with what I need to come in alignment to be able to manifest that. So, with 1 minute to go, I want to say to you, if you decide that you're going to sit some shit out because you don't think it works, that is an action that puts a certain energy out into the universe. I challenge you to organize something fun with your people. Go cast your vote. And if it doesn't make a difference, it doesn't make a difference. But here's what will make a difference: connecting with a group of people who have shared values towards liberation, towards healing, towards freedom, having a good time, catching up with each other, sipping the motherfucking tea, pouring the tea. At the end of the day, you just had to kick it. You cast your vote, and I want you to see what happens if you do that with 9 seconds to go. I love y'all. This was a urgent election day broadcast. It was not planned. I still need to shower. That is 10 minutes. XO. And now we just gotta, how do we, boop. Thank you, Zoom. Thank you. But now we have to stop the broadcast. And I'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific with the Women in Hip Hop Wednesdays podcast featuring guest expert Candida Clayton of Candida Clayton Gallery. Um, Child, you do not want to miss it. She specializes in helping artists make more money, and I can't wait to welcome her onto the Price of Our Genius segment so we can talk about how to get y'all creative some more money, how to get us some more bread so we can invest in the things that we believe in, so that we can eat well, so that we can keep roofs over our heads, so we can have healthcare, all these things. I love y'all. I will see you tomorrow right here. Same.